Hey there, Brewing Success family. It's LaShay. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to take a slightly different direction with our conversation. Yes, we talk a lot about entrepreneurship, success, and staying focused on our goals, and those are all incredibly important. But today I want to talk about something even more fundamental. I want to talk about us. The human side of who we are. Because no matter how passionate we are about our businesses or our dreams, we're also people. And sometimes we need to pause and reflect on what that really means. Let's take a moment to think back to 2020. The world was on lockdown. It felt like everything had stopped. Industries were disrupted, lives were lost, and so many of us were forced to confront a new reality. But during that time, something incredible happened. The environment began to heal. The skies cleared, animals roamed freely, and for the first time in decades, we could see the beauty of our planet reclaiming itself. It was almost poetic, a reminder of how interconnected we all are. And as the world stood still, so did we. We were forced to look inward, to reevaluate what truly mattered. Many of us made promises to ourselves, to be more mindful, more intentional, more caring. We vowed to live our best lives, to prioritize what really counts, and to never take the people and things we love for granted again. But here we are, 5 years later. And if I'm being honest, it feels like we've forgotten. The world has moved on, and so have we. The empathy we felt for one another, the promises we made to do better, to be better, it's like they've faded into the background. We've gotten so caught up in the hustle, in the grind, in the pursuit of success, that we've lost sight of the very things that make us human. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not here to judge. I'm just as guilty of this as anyone else. But I can't help but wonder, is this really the way we want to live? Is this the legacy we want to leave behind? Because I remember a time when we talked about being our brother's keeper. About lifting each other up, about not leaving anyone behind. About creating a world where everyone has what they need, and no one is left lacking. Where did that go? Maybe it's time for us to do some more introspection. To reflect on the things that really matter. To ask ourselves, what is our true purpose here? What kind of impact do we want to have on the world? And how can we align our actions with those values? Success isn't just about building a business or achieving a goal. It's about building a life that matters. A life where we care for one another, where we lift each other up, and where we remember that we're all in this together. I want to encourage you to go back and listen to a recent podcast episode where I share a conversation I had with a friend from Ghana about depression and the power of community. My friend shared with me that the word depression doesn't exist in their vocabulary because in Ghana they've built such a powerful community where no one ever has to grieve or suffer alone. You have so many friends who are willing to step in and fill whatever void you may have. Provide help when you need it, and just sit with you and visit you when you just need a friend to talk to. They've built a strong community in Ghana where everyone is loved, appreciated, celebrated, and supported. I'll link that podcast episode here, and when you have a chance, please listen to it and share your thoughts. So today I want to challenge you, and myself, to take a step back. To reflect on the promises we made to ourselves during those quiet moments in 2020. To think about how we can bring more empathy, more kindness, and more intentionality into our lives. Because at the end of the day, success isn't just about what we achieve. It's about who we become in the process. Let's brew success, but let's also brew compassion, connection, and purpose. Let's create a world where we all thrive, not just as entrepreneurs, but as human beings. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend. Thanks for joining me today, and as always, let's keep brewing success together. See you next time.